What's up, guys? Slimeball FM here. Let's get straight to it. We've played 5 games since the season has started, and honestly, they've all gone pretty well. We've been really solid defensively. We tied PSG 1-1, and we tied Monaco 1-1. This is a game we actually could have won. They didn't score until the 85th minute, so I mean, it was a little bit like, obviously I wasn't coming into the game expecting to beat Monaco, but then when we were up 1-0 with just 5 minutes left, I thought we had we were in with a chance, but unfortunately it ended up 1-1. I mean, that's okay. I mean, I'm fine with a 1-1 against Monaco because they are a superior team. And then we got wins against Lorient and Nice, which was obviously a big win because they have a pretty solid team, even though I'm pretty sure Dolberg is gone. He didn't play against us either way. And I mean, we do know he had an absurd season last year, so I'm sure, yeah, Dolberg is now on Manchester United. Let's see if he's getting any game time. He's coming off the bench mostly, but he did get the big transfer that he's been looking for. And then, so then for the Europa League, this is the group we drew, which is just absurd, really, if you look at it. Like, Sociedad, Chelsea, and then us. Like, I feel like we definitely are, like, firmly the third best team in this group. And I don't really know, I don't know if we go through, like, if third place goes through that other bullshit, like the conference or whatever, the EC2, whatever that shit is. But, I mean, I guess I'd be fine with that. It would just make it easier to win. But, either way, today we're going to play Chelsea in the first match and then Lyon in the second match. So let's get straight to it. And since I am remembering that the last episode that I recorded actually got deleted, that was supposed to be the first episode of the season, there are 2 transfers I actually need to go through. So the rest of these are all just young players that should be ready for the future, and that was actually what Fernando Caicedo was supposed to be as well. But considering that he's a striker and our striker situation is very, very poor, we have Juric and Cristaldo and all that, he's probably going to be our main Europa League striker. And I say probably, I really mean actually, because in order to register all the players I wanted to register, it was impossible for me to register Cristaldo or Juric. So in fact, he is probably going to be my striker for the Europa League campaign. And then the main transfer, though, that we made was Jesus Vallejo, as he's going to play with Varnier, who was obviously the center back we signed last season. They could not play for the remainder of the season. But Vallejo is going to be our best center back, a 4-star player. He might be our best player, and he's going to be playing in the center back role alongside Varnier, and I think he's going to be a great player for our team. I'm just realizing there's one more bit of news I need to show you guys. On deadline day, Everton came in with an offer for Zaidu Yusuf, who was our starting Mazzala. Unfortunately, he was forcing his way out. He was like, I must go. I feel like this is a better chance for me to make more money. And so he has gone off to play for Everton. I think he's probably not going to be a starter for them. I'm not really thinking that's going to be the case. But he was starting here. So now we do really have a hole at center mid because it didn't give me enough time to replace. So with that being said, let's get to the tactics for the Saint-Etienne game. We have Coach Evan goal, Pineda and Nick on the wing backs, Vallejo and Varnier in the middle, and then Tibbling and Villa. And as you can see when I'm talking about this hole in center mid, I've been playing Madi Kamara here, but he actually was not fit because he's part of the youth teams as well. So now I'm playing Giannis Fedidine here for today. He's a 2-star player, so he shouldn't be too poor, but at the same time, or he's 2.5-star player. But at the same time, I obviously do not just want to be playing 18 and 19-year-olds here at center mid. And then we have Kasri on one wing, Wagner on the other wing, and then Fernando Caicedo, who is the player that I was telling you guys about. 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. I'm pretty sure he's a genuine. No, he's just media descriptions just as a striker. He's not a wonder kid, but I mean, I think that he's going to be a very, very, very good player for us. So let's get straight to it. So this is their lineup. Not only have Chelsea picked up Andy Robertson, they have Milinkovic-Savic. Ross Barkley's an odd inclusion for sure, but then they also have Hudson-Odoi on one wing, Ousmane Dembele on the other wing, Moussa Dembele up top. So, I mean, they've definitely improved their team quite a bit. They also have Everton, if they need him off the bench, they have Everton Ribeiro, and then they have, I mean, besides that, I'm not sure, they haven't improved anything too much. I'm not sure who Andy Zakiri is. Is this he looks like a young player. He used to play for, or he is Swiss. He doesn't look crazy at all by any means. As a 22-year-old, you'd think he'd be better than this. But also, he's probably not going to get in the match. But let's see how we can fare against this very, very strong outfit. Here's the first highlight. It's been 27 minutes without a highlight, which has to be looked at as a good sign for us. The ball's in, but now it looks like Chelsea may counter here, and Ross Barkley has tons of space to operate. Obviously not one of my favorite players, but Dembele hits the shot, and Kochev, that's a brilliant save. Kochev does great there. Saves the shot from who has to be seen as a good player from Ousmane Dembele. Okay, so Milinkovic-Savic wins the corner from Ousmane Dembele, and I mean that is a big dog. That is, I don't know exactly what we were supposed to do to stop that. I guess Vallejo could have been there. 45 looks to be a very big player. I think that might be Caicedo. Not okay. I can't click on him. Yeah, it is Caicedo. It looks like we have a highlight directly afterwards, though, so we might be able to counter. It has been a pretty even match up until that point. Khazri gets past his defender, Azpilicueta. He takes the shot, and Kepa barely makes the save, but he does keep it out, and it's still 1-0 Chelsea. Now he has a chance to put a corner in. This looks very similar to Chelsea's goal. It puts the ball in, but now it looks like they're countering. Jorginho has tons of space. He's not the fastest, but he finds Hudson-Odoi, who does have the pace. But Nick makes a great tackle. And now Nick has a throw in here in 35th minute. It looks like the highlights are starting to flow here after there was very little highlights in the first 25 minutes. The game probably just took a while to grow into itself, but then now it's become end to end. And Villa finds Varnier. We're just kind of playing it around Chelsea right now, but we're not really doing anything to progress the match in any substantial way. But now Khazri has an option on the left, but instead he cuts inside. He could take a shot here. He takes another shot. Kepa barely saves it because he's absolutely terrible. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how he didn't just hold on to that, but now they have an opportunity. It looks like the issue that I'm having is none of our opportunities are really like, oh, that's very close from Dembele, but none of our opportunities are really like, see, we have 0 clear-cut chances, 0 half-cut chances, 0 half chances. We're not taking like really good opportunities where all of our shots seem to be from pretty far away, as Ousmane Dembele has a corner right before the half-time whistle. That's actually Moussa Dembele's, no, it was Ousmane Dembele's corner, and now the ball gets swinged into Fikayo Tomori, and Chelsea make it 2-0 in a match that I thought that we had a pretty decent handle on, even though we were down 1 goal. Is now looking like it's starting to get away from us going into the halftime break. I'm saying that we pretty much have to go attacking. I'm going to have to make some changes. So the substitutions I'm going to make going into the second half are, I put Boudebouz in here for Fedidine, and then I put Bouanga out here on the right instead of who was playing there instead of Wagner. I think that they're just, even though these aren't their positions, I think these are just better players. So I'm just trying to push the narrative that we should be a team to be respected in this Europa League group, no matter how the first half has gone. Now Ousmane Dembele has a corner, puts the ball in. Jorginho has space, hit a volley, and it's a brilliant save from Kochev. And right now it looks like with if the result holds as it currently is, because Michelin is only down 1-0 to Real Sociedad, we would be the 4th place team in the group. But now Khazri does have space to run here, but Tomori makes a great tackle. Now Nick finds Boudebouz with a throw in, and we have to take this space up the right hand side, but instead Boudebouz brings it backwards. I'm not exactly sure why, but this is great football right now. Instead, Pineda's cutting in. He's been taking these shots cutting in a lot recently, and it's not something I've seen from him before. I'm not sure if he's picked up a trait or something I didn't notice, but this season he's been trying to take these shots cutting in a lot. As Tammy Abraham and Everton both come into the match. Obviously 2 players that, while they might not be as good as the players they subbed in for, they are also both still very threatening outfits. Threatening outfits, they're players, threatening players. So well, as Everton takes a shot that Kochev has to handle, because okay, what should we do here? I think that we have to go very attacking. I mean, we're not really creating much, so I have to tinker with something. I'm not sure what exactly it is. I need to maybe also give them a shout. But yeah, I mean, obviously Chelsea's a more talented team than us. I'm not sure that we were expecting to win this match, but at the same time, we are at their place, right? We have had 15 shots, whether we've been creating great chances or not. They haven't created too much. They've only dominated the ball a little bit. So I mean, this isn't like catastrophic. Oh, what a save from Kochev! Even though it's not great at all, not a good result to whatever. It's not a good result by any means, but it's not catastrophic either. I think I'm going to take Pineda out. There's no wingbacks on. Oh, Ousmane Kola. Okay, Ousmane Kola is here. He obviously he's our young left back prospect, and it'd be great to see him get some game time as well. And Boudebouz cuts in. Boudebouz could have gotten 1 goal back for us. And once you get 1 goal back in one of these matches, you never know what could happen. But the ball just goes directly over instead. So we've lost 2-0. We've been made to look like absolute chumps there. I mean, honestly, it looked like they never even thought we had a chance. I'm gonna say I'm far from pleased. I'm gonna say it aggressively. I'm gonna say it with my chest. And we're gonna go into this Lyon match, and we're gonna win this game. We're gonna win this Lyon match. So this is the lineup that we're gonna go for the next match against Lyon. We have the same lineup as last match, except we have Kamara here instead of Betadine. We have Cristaldo back on the side because, honestly, Fernando Caicedo, although I think he's eventually going to be our starting striker, didn't do enough in that match to convince me that he needs to be starting in every competition, but he's definitely going to be our Europa League striker no matter what. So here's their lineup. They have Jonathan Ikone, who I assume is a replacement for Moussa Dembele, as looks like they pushed up to Depay to the striker spot. And then they have a player out here, Roberto Alvarado, I'm not familiar with. And then Uar and Guimaraes. I've seen Uar in a lot, like linked with a lot, Man City a lot, who of course he goes to the majority of times in FM. I've seen him linked with them a lot. And then Bruno Guimaraes is obviously a very talented player if you've watched Lyon in the second half of this season in real life. Bertrand Traore is on the right side, and then they have Dogba, who this is a pretty big pickup for them, and Leo Dubois, Joaquin Anderson, and then Moresic, who I'm not familiar with, and then Anthony Lopez in goal. And then they still have Guiri on the bench, who obviously can become a very good player in this game, but he's not to the level as he has been in other FM titles. And I also forgot to mention that we took out Nick as he was suspended, and we had to put in Palencia instead. So that's the lineup we're going to go for this match, and let's get straight to it. Alvarado down the wing. He has space. He finds Bruno Guimaraes, puts the ball in for Traore. My apologies. Puts the ball in for Traore, and Lyon go up 1-0 just directly after the start of the match, only in the 4th minute. And this is definitely not a good sign, as we have just lost, pretty brutally to Chelsea, and now our form is going down it looks like our form may be on the way to go down the toilet, as now we are losing to Lyon, who's a side that has been kind of gutted in this summer transfer window and is kind of struggling out of the gates. They're in 7th place to our 2nd or 3rd. I'm not exactly sure which one we're in. But now Kasri has the opportunity to counter, but instead he just heads it forward to nobody. Joaquin Anderson's first to it. Now Dubois has tons of space down this right-hand side. He looks for Traore instead, as he has the pace advantage. But Uar plays a poor pass, and now we actually could counter. But again, we just passed it to them for no reason. But great job from Vallejo to get to that. It may have been Varnier, actually. I'm not exactly sure. But it was our right center back. And now Kamara could do something, but instead he gives it right back to them again. It seems like to be what we're trying to do in this match. Alvarado has space to take the shot. Alvarado shot's just wide. Kochev beat Kochev, but it also beat the right post. Ball in was not successful. It finds Palencia all the way on deep on our side of the pitch. He might just play it back to the keeper, and that is what he decides to do. Now Kochev has tons of options. It finds Vallejo, and we have these ball-playing defenders here in order to be confident when they get the ball. But it looks like something fishy may happen here. But no, it looks like we're playing it out the back until Kamara gets onto the ball. That is obviously a position that we need to upgrade, is Mehdi Kamara, as he's not really ready to be in the first team. But I mean, it's just what has to happen. He does have to be our starting center mid, as none of the other players are really they're not center mid quality. You know what I mean? They're not center mids at all. Ball comes in, and Traore is running quickly with it. That's a great tackle from Mvia, but Memphis Depay just gets right back onto it, and now he hits it wide. Mehdi Kamara loses it yet again. The ball goes to Colin Dogba, and now they're playing it around. Traore. Great ball from Traore into Memphis Depay. It goes over the head of Vallejo, and now they're up 2-0. Memphis Depay has continued Lyon's dominance in this match, because although we have had the majority of the shots and stuff, they have been the one creating the chances. And this is a great ball from Bertrand Traore. It's just a superior quality to what we have in our team. Vallejo can't get onto it. It's just perfectly placed over his head. And then Memphis Depay with a great finish past Kochev, who really can do nothing in that situation. At halftime, it's 2-0 Lyon. No other highlights happened. I mean, we just have not been playing well enough at all. I'm just going to lay into the boys and go back out with the same lineup, and hopefully something when I lay into them, something will spark in their head. I'll give them a few shouts throughout the second half too. It's something I haven't been doing enough in this series, and I need to be doing it more, is giving the boys just a shout, get creative, just a little bit of a, yeah, exactly, but now inspiring them. It could help. All the matches that I don't do it, you have to wonder what would have happened if I did, even though we don't really know exactly what it does. As I'm going to put in Ousmane Kola for Pineda, as he is struggling today. This is obviously a change I'm going to eventually make permanently, but for right now, Ousmane Kola is just going to come in as a substitute player, as he is only 16 years old. Now, the other change I'm going to make is I'm going to put in Caicedo for Cristaldo. Obviously, I had a chance to put in Juric there, but I mean, I'm not exactly sure that this year he's really going to have too much of a place on our side. Obviously, he was pretty decent for us last year, but with the change in system, I'm not exactly sure that he really has a place in Saint-Etienne anymore. He probably will have to look to get a move himself. But Ousmane Kola finds Tibbling. Tibbling has space to put a ball in, and Tibbling, instead of putting a ball in, that's a brilliant finish from Simon Tibbling. What a goal that is. I mean, he's going to have to be a very key player for us if we're going to have any success this season. But that's a brilliant goal, and it's definitely a solo goal. I know that Kasri gives him the ball right here, but Tibbling just kind of tees it up, And that's a brilliant finish. I mean, there's nothing Anthony Lopez could do about that. Although he hasn't hit it high, he hasn't hit it too hard, he's placed it just absolutely perfectly. And now I think the Caicedo substitution will be confirmed. The last substitution I'm going to make is putting in Boudebouz. I'm going to put in Boudebouz for Mehdi Kamara. He's getting tired, and he's really not putting in... He's putting in a pretty decent performance, actually, but I'm going to put him in... he is definitely getting tired, so I'm going to put Boudebouz in. As we know, although it's not his position, he is just the better player. So... I'm not exactly sure what's happened there, but Boudebouz is going to come in here. And with just 2 minutes left, can something happen? 4 minutes stoppage time. It's not looking like anything that we're going to get anything from this match. Unfortunately, it's not looking like we're going to get anything. And although we have now, I will say, have thoroughly dominated this match, we just did not create. We're not creating enough good chances, and that's our problem here. Is that without the quality, no matter how well we're playing as a unit, we just can't create like the incisive chances that we need in order to win football matches. And that puts us into 6th place going into the next episode. Obviously, a lot of these teams are probably going to fall off. Strasbourg and First are probably going to fall off. They've had 4 pretty impressive wins, including a win versus Lyon, but and a tie versus Marseille. So they have had impressive results, but they probably will fall off. Brest will probably fall off, and you know, obviously Monaco, Lyon, Lille are pretty qualified outfits, and then you know Marseille and PSG will probably like do this like raise up. You know, they probably won't stay here for the rest of the year, but PSG is struggling. Marseille is obviously struggling. So this is a year that we have the opportunity to make the Champions League. It's just whether we take it. Unless I'm gonna go to the schedule and show you when we're gonna come back for the next episode. So the next episode we'll probably come back for I say this match against Rennes and this match against Michelin will be our next episode. So with that being said, let's get So with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Watch me on Twitch from 4 to 7, and I'll see you guys next time.